So you were recently
Right.
part of the second TEDx SUNY Oswego conference up in Oswego. What was that experience
Yeah.
like?
Yeah, that was great. That was a really great special thing. I had never thought I would do a TED Talk at all. It was not on my vision board, I'll tell you. It just um it was it's part of that gremlin thing, right? Like I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, sure. I figured out how to like step in front of people and sing stuff. I know how to sing stuff now. Like that's really great. And I do lecture in different schools and colleges. I do that kind of thing with students. But to stand on a stage, a TED Talk stage, which we all know is, we all know what TED Talk is. So stand on a TED Talk stage, and behind you is these giant letters that say TED Talk, and speak for 13 minutes or whatever. I think it was no longer than 18 minutes, I believe was the rule. And I was like, great, I'll do less than that. That's fine. And then, honestly, I think I almost ended right by like maybe 17 minutes actually. So I actually spoke longer than I intended, but that was it was scary in the good way. Like like my 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 love for my fear is so different than when I was younger. Now I say, I mean, this was literally the topic of my TED Talk. I was about to start going into it. You got 18 more minutes? I was, it was called Say Yes Before It's Easy. And that really, truly is how I've tried to live my life. Like when something comes up and I feel that inner fear come up, I shift that and say, okay, I think, I think there's growth here. Like if there's fear here, I think there's something for me to learn behind this door. So I found that that has usually been the case for me throughout my life when I've been scared, like when I was scared to sing, right? And Miss Watson came and said, "No, we're gonna sing." I said, "Sure, yeah." I said, "Yes." There's a long Hamilton story that's whatever long, but I had to turn down Hamilton for my first. Well, it's actually like a final callback because I was doing another show and I had to say no at that time, or I felt I had to, because I was doing this other thing and I didn't want to look unprofessional because I committed to this thing. But then it came back again the next time when they were like, okay, you said no before, but we're still interested. And I said, yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And then I booked it, right? So there's a lot of moments where I said yes before it's easy, and that's what my TED talk was about. And it was just a great experience. And I look forward to. I don't yet have the footage from that yet, though, but it should be out soon. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. Yeah.
How different is speaking at something like that versus, being on a stage performing, right? Like obviously you're a performer at heart and it's kind of like
Yeah.
a performance to a certain extent, right? But there's also a difference between the two.
It is, and it's funny that a lot of the other TED Talk folks, I can't remember if it was six people. I think they do like six people in one night, so maybe an hour and a half or something like that. And a lot of the other folks were like professors or founders of another organization or whatever, like different. They had different topics, which were all really, really diverse. Really, it was really cool. But there were a lot of them that were like, "You're a performer. Give me some tips on like how to do this thing on the stage." And I'm like, "I'm nervous too, y'all." But I realize, it is different. It is different because like on a stage, I'm not a music theater composer, right? Like I do what the composer wrote, what the writers wrote. So I can kind of rest assured that like I am just doing the thing. My job is to memorize these lines and interpret the text and the characters' choices to the best of my ability, from what I believe the writers intended. Right, like that is my job. So I'm removed a little bit from that kind of criticism, a little bit. I mean, people can have opinions on how I interpret it, but at the end of the day, they're not my words, right? So whatever comes out of my mouth, it is that person's words, and that was like how I got out when I was nervous and played piano instead. Like I hid behind the piano. The way I hid is because I'm like, hey, this piano stuff is that's Beethoven's music. If you don't like it, I didn't write it. I'm just playing. so, so it's a funny thing that how you learn to cope or whatever. That was a thing when, like I said, the gremlin was there to help me, to protect me and allow me to still do the thing. So that's how I got through as a 12-year-old, 14-year-old, whatever. Um, but that is the difference. That's the difference between being on stage and giving your own lecture. Like, you wrote this; these are your ideas. You have to stand behind them and say, "This is how Tamar Greene feels." And if you don't like it, it's because of me, like, or whatever. Like, it's because of you, really. But, like, that's the difference. You have to own the thing and be like, this is how you have to say it with your chest and stand behind it. And that is, it feels like you're exposed, right? Like you are naked on that stage, basically. Like, like, people might like it, it might not, and the moments when I told my thing and some people like laughed, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is being received well. All right, cool. All right, this is good, and then kind of gives you fuel to move forward, and that's like a trick from just stage stuff anyway, theater stuff. So I was able to tap in. So the people were right. I could have given them some advice about how to work a stage. I know how to work a stage, um, but yeah, but it is different when you're doing your own speech. And I've done commencement speeches before, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna do my best and hope that this is something that's received well, because I wrote this thing and these are things I want, and it's scary to do that.